Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show live here from Your Pipe, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. We've switched over now, and we are talking about LaGrange High School football. We've had LaGrange College at 7 o'clock. I had Callaway football at 7:30. True High just got done, and now saving the best for last. Here comes LaGrange High School Rangers and Coach Chuck Gibbs. And Coach, you had a kind of a regular afternoon. The guys got there and went over some film and got to the practice field in the heat of the day.
Yeah, we bring them in on Labor Day. There's no vacations in football. We gave them Saturday, Sunday off, with an off week.
Right.
Able to come back and actually, get more in than we'd normally get in on Monday. Obviously, we put in our install on Thursday, Friday last week, and so today was really, our fourth practice for, geared towards Callaway. But it was a good day for us, and it's been warm, and kids got well conditioned, and they're stepping with a lot of energy right now.
Well, of course, coming off a big win against Heard County, 24-9 to start off the season, and you and I talked a little bit off the air. A lot of pundits across the whole state were talking about what a mismatch this was going to be. I think at one point a 34-point spread, and did not happen that way when y'all got to Heard County.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season. You never know what's going to happen, and preseason rankings are preseason rankings. You see who shows up. We've got a senior on our team, Jamari Cameron, number 50, and he's probably one of our top two defensive players, and he hadn't played since he was a freshman in football. He's been ineligible, and again, no preseason, forecasting or anything does that. They don't know who these kids are, and we don't know how all the new kids are going to gel and the new coaches that are involved, and so. That first week, and again, that's why we play a non-region schedule before region, with region being so important. And you want to play you want to play the challenging games so you can push yourself and see what you got to really work on before you get to region play. And then I think earlier, Coach Wiggins was talking about, it's really important to peak in November.
Right. Well, and you don't start off with an easy pre-region schedule either. Is take on the state champs from last year. You've got a Purdue contender in Callaway coming up this next week. You got the guys jumping right out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at Callaway, and they're probably one of the most talented teams on our schedule. They just have elite talent across the board, and Tank's probably the best. And I'll go ahead and on record and say it. He's the best running back on our schedule. Mm-hmm. We felt he was last year as well. He's a kid that every time he puts his hand on the ball, he's got a chance to score. Your defense plays a little bit more stiff there because they're so scared to be out of their run fits and not feel that sometimes they play a little slow and a little tentative. And you can't when you go against a kid like that. And having discipline in your eyes, discipline in your run fits, discipline in how you're working your open field tackling and getting off blocks, and he just brings another dimension to their already great team.
Thinking back to some of the things that surprised folks, I think, was your front line. Your guys on the offensive front line did a great job of not only moving the ball from the running standpoint, but giving Crawford a lot of time to move the ball around from the backfield.
Yeah, again, our 4 of our 5 starters from last year are back, and I felt like when I first came in, we were almost a junior varsity team that had to play a varsity schedule last year. But we competed, and again, my hat's off to the kids. We had some of our seniors that just graduated this past May, down on the sidelines after the Herd game, and they were celebrating with us because they're a huge part of changing the culture and changing our expectancy of what we expect out of LaGrange football, and and so we do have 4 seasoned guys that are. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, and now they're starting to play with a lot more confidence. Mm-hmm. And Charles Crawford, obviously, he's commanding the offense with, and he's going to come down to towards November of being a dual threat guy. He's not at the moment, just from a standpoint of, we don't want to lose him, right. And so we can't run him, just to run him. Again, hats off. Kobe, Friday night he put up video game numbers, yeah. And that stuff's just sick, but. The step down, if you lose a kid that's special to your team, I mean, it could cost you a season, and so we're real concerned about when we call plays and why we call plays, and everything's scripted out that way. But certainly the offensive line gives us the ability to be a run first team and open up the throws, and certainly Charles can hit them. If some teams want to stack the box, then Charles is just going to pick teams apart. Yeah. And then we'll have huge numbers through the air, and so we're fortunate that we're in that situation right now.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about LaGrange Granger football. Let's listen to the Coaches Show, sponsored by Kia, live here at Your Pie on Eagle Sports.
Hi, friends. Kia
COWD here with Kia LaGrange. This month we are featuring the workhorse jack of all trades, the midsize SUV, the 2019 Kia Sorento. We're talking about safety, comfort, technology, and third row seating. Right now you can ride away in a brand new 2019 Kia Sorento L model, only $22,990. Yep, $22,990. You can also check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Cell number 111598. Price plus tax, tag, and title. Offer good through August 31st, 2019. See Kia LaGrange for complete details.
At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
The Medicine Cabinet has been proudly serving the community since 2009. Their experienced and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable and cared for. At the Medicine Cabinet, they believe that being a local, independent pharmacy allows them to provide health care and compounding services that are customized to meet your every need. They invite you to come and see for yourself when you're there. You're a part of the Medicine Cabinet family. They will do everything they can to make you feel right at home. Locations in LaGrange on Vernon Road, Lee's Crossing, and Moody Bridge. The Medicine Cabinet on the web at medcaprx.com.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pile LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show live here from Your Pie, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. And we were going to talk about the new Kia Stinger. I was going to get Coleman Weiss to go out there and talk about it, but I will do that in the next break. We don't want to rush him because, he's getting up there in age. Speaking of that, someone had a birthday this past week. Someone close to me.
Yeah. Turned a big 5-0.
Congratulations.
Yeah, turned a big 5-0 Friday. Had a good time.
Welcome to the half century.
Did football till about 8:30 at night. And I was late for birthday dinner with the spouse and got an earful. And
well, so it was a
good weekend, though.
It was just a regular afternoon.
It was a good weekend when college football kicks off and it's your birthday and you got an off week. I told Andrew I was jonesing because these off weeks, they kill me because I don't sleep. I'll try and go to bed about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm back up at 3:30 watching film, and you leave no stone unturned, and you just feel like you got all the time in the world. You can't be idle.
Right.
And so sometimes the off weeks just I'm a type A, and it wears you out on just constantly going through everything and making sure all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and the what ifs. And I told the coaches today in our meeting, I said, okay, now we've got our play pool, and now we got to get it down to where it's a play bucket, to
right.
where nobody can swim in it, because otherwise you can end up calling 80 some plays in a game, and really our offense is very similar to the New Orleans Saints. And my dad's still down there helping them, and our job is to get back to where we start to pair back the layers that are still good plays, and they still fit our offense and they fit our personnel, but they're not our great plays. And and that's a process. And usually when you have 2 weeks, you have so much time to get everything in that you're like, oh, we got too much in. And now it's going back to where we're really honing in who we are and what we do. And again, Callaway's a tremendous opponent for us, and it's invaluable because it's a non-region game. Between Hurd and Callaway, they're as good as any team in our schedule in our region. And they can compete in our region right now. And to be able to go against them, we really know who we are before we start region play. And that's really what's most important for our season.
Now, something you said last week really kind of has stuck with me is as you script out plays, as you plan for that, there's some things that you'll sometimes hold back for maybe a second half to give a different look coming out of halftime, some things that maybe the other team's not expecting. I just really that just intrigued me about that much, how deep you are in your planning throughout the whole ballgame. It's not just we're going to script 10 plays and roll. It's really thinking through everything that might happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We already have plays that we know we're not going to run until the third quarter against Callaway just because they have a lot of guys that go two-way starters. And why give an why give an opponent an opportunity to break down what you did in the first half off huddle sideline and all the technology? Don't give teams time to sit down over halftime and have coffee and discuss. Hey, if they do this, these are our adjustments. When you play, teams that don't quite have enough depth or they don't have they got a lot of two-way players, you can put stuff in and roll it out in the third quarter, and they really have no time to make a full team adjustment because their players are always on the field.
Right.
And again, that's strategy and calling plays and how you run the game and organize it. And you better have some dry powder for the second half because every team makes halftime adjustments, and it's usually the coaching staffs in these tight games that adjust at halftime that come out. They usually are the ones that end up winning football games.
I always been amazed at the technology that is available to take a look at games, to look back through film. Back when I was coaching in the early '90s, I took a VCR tape and met somebody at a Waffle House. Between the other school, we exchanged tapes. Even before they exchanged film. And now you can pull it up online and everything you need is right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, now with our huddle sideline and all the technologies, now you can watch guys in a booth can sit there and watch the play that was run 2 times before the huddles broke to run the next play. Yeah. And at that time, you're able to really go through and dissect, and that's where again, we've brought in some experienced coaches and a much more robust coaching staff than we had a year ago. And obviously we know it's going to pay dividends, in position coaches, but we also know it's going to pay dividend as far as, game planning and game management, because I've got, probably 4 or 5 guys on our staff right now that are more than qualified to be head coaches. And we're talking decades worth of experience. I'd probably guess right now that we probably have about 150 years worth of of high school and college coaching, on our staff right now if we combine them all. And again, just having those guys to be able to sit and look and know where they are. And as our staff continues to gel, know how I like to go through and call plays to set up the next play, and other coaches do as well. And so really excited about the opportunities. I mean, it's one because you're getting ready to go into a great chess match.
Right.
And you're getting to go play a very formidable opponent, and they're as talented as anybody we see, and that's where coaching makes a huge difference. But they were last year, and as I said, I knew we were a much improved football team, but with Troop and Sandy Creek and Cartersville just putting up video game numbers, and then Callaway with elite talent and kids that can score at will every time they touch the ball, and then a tough program that Coach Barron runs up at Heard County. It's one of those things that, we're much improved, and, everybody sees that, but so are all our opponents as well.
Well, you get better by playing folks that have equal or better talent coming at you. One of the things you mentioned about the coaching staff, I have been at the Heard County game last week, and I'll get to come to this Troop plays on Thursday, so I get to come to the game Friday night as well, is that your guys are not just sitting back waiting for you to tell them what to do. Those coaches are coaching from the time they walk out of the tunnel, actually inside the tunnel and on the field too. Everybody's coaching their position, and as the guy's coming off the field, he's got somebody in his ear hole telling him, this is what you did well, this is what we need to correct. So just the energy on the sideline was really special to watch last Friday night.
Yeah, and again, you can't replace quality coaches. And high school and everything. I think every team on our schedule last year, maybe with the exception of Hampton, was more talented than we were. They were bigger and they were stronger, and they had better players from start to finish. And really the thing that was that kept us in the football games is that we rolled out Coach Watson, Coach Dagler. We'd rolled out a game plan that was allowing us to play great defense and be sound in the special teams and try to get first down so we could shorten the game and be competitive in all the games. It really felt like we did that last year, and obviously now this is the year we take the next step. Our 24-point total at Heard was more points than we scored in any game last year, short of outside of our scrimmage game, which doesn't count. And so it's one of those things where now we've got kind of our eye on the prize. We're going to continue playing our sound defense, and again, it's one of those. I mean, if you have a hiccup, and we did, in 2 plays against Heard in the first quarter, and it cost us touchdowns, right, or a touchdown and a field goal. If you blink against, Bigsby and Freeman and Coleman, if you blink against Callaway, they'll put up 6 on you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Let's go take a break. We come back. We're going to let you know about the Kia Stingers, the vehicle that's parked out here at your pie tonight. And also we'll talk more about what's going on with LaGrange High School Grangers as they're looking forward to a big matchup against the Callaway Cavaliers coming up this Friday night at Callaway Stadium. You're listening to the Coaches Show live from your pie, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange on Eagle Sports.
Hello, this is Jonathan Moose Matt from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We're proud that we have expanded our lot to an additional 100,000 square feet. We have increased our inventory by over 200 more vehicles. We have the largest inventory ever with over 600 vehicles for you to choose from. Chevrolet, Buicks, and GMCs, plus pre-owned vehicles. In our 27th year of serving East Alabama and West Georgia. For the best prices around, come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans from $300 to $15,000 with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Getting you back into the game is Emory Southern Orthopedics' goal. The full-service orthopedic medical practice features board-certified surgeons, a prompt care center, surgical facility, and physical therapy services. The collaborative medical team at Emory Southern Orthopedics combines with leading-edge orthopedic treatment with proven traditional methods to aid you in achieving an active, pain-free lifestyle. Emory Southern Orthopedics, getting you back into your game.
State Farm, Kathy here.
Hey, it's Mike. My team just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
And some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show live here from your pie, right here in downtown LaGrange, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. And speaking of Kia of LaGrange, there is a gorgeous vehicle outside called the Stinger, and it is the Stingman himself, Mr. Coleman Weiss, out there. Coleman, tell me about the vehicle you got there.
Well, I am sitting in the premium sports car. Kia of LaGrange has one. These cars are not easy to find because they sell them, and I tell you, there's a limited production number of them and all that. But this is the sports car you want. If you want a fantastic, super fun driving, unbelievable 0 to 60 4.7 seconds, just beautiful car. This is it. The Kia Stinger. It needs to be in your driveway. I know all LaGrange coaching staff would like to have one to sport around with, but maybe that's something they can knock out.
Coach Gibbs was very comfortable in the Cadenza last week. All the luxury of that vehicle. Also, it has the cameras that keep you from running into anything.
Hey, if they'll work that one into my contract, man, I'll sign it tomorrow.
Where's Paulie? Somebody get Paulie on the phone. Let's see if we can make something happen.
That's
here.
right. Paulie's going to regret that he's not here tonight.
We get Paulie and TODD together, and we'll see if we can't get a car for Coach.
There you go, and of course they've got Android Play in here, and all kind of navigation, and it's a fun car. I'm looking forward to having to drive. I have to drive it back to the dealership, so I look forward for the opportunity to enjoy it from here back to Kia LaGrange after the show tonight.
What is that Uber thing you're putting in the window? Are you?
That's right.
How fast is that thing?
It says it will do about 168 top speed, 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds.
That's a ticket written all over.
Yeah, well, keep away from my wife. She's got a heavy foot. I see she's smiling over there, and her little foot's just to go in as she's thinking about that car. But I tell you what, we do love all the vehicles that they're bringing out here. Y'all need to come by here on Monday nights and see these things. They're gorgeous. Come out here. We'll let you take a look at them. Coleman will make sure that you don't touch anything. I mean, you can come in and take a look at the vehicles, but they are super nice, and it's great to get them out in the community and let people see them in the Coleman.
Oh, it is, and appreciate Todd and the staff at Kia LaGrange getting the cars out here, and thanks to the city of LaGrange and your pie and everybody to put this together, and it's been a lot of fun. I tell you, it's been exciting to have a chance to see these cars. I can't wait to get a Telluride. That might be next week.
Uh-oh. Looking forward to that one. Let's go and take another break. We come back, lots more here to talk about as we're talking Granger football at the Your Pie Coaches Show, sponsored by Kia LaGrange here on Eagle Sports.
It's the Bottom Line sales event, and it's happening now at Nissan of LaGrange. I'm Katie Cates, and I'm here to tell you that now is the time to shop for a new Nissan. We have incredible incentives, and as if that weren't enough, we are taking it one step further. We are pricing all in-stock new vehicles at dealer price. You heard me right. You pay what we pay. Visit us at nissanoflagrange.com, where we are always open to see for yourself, or come and see us in person on the Parkway. Nissan of LaGrange, your friendliest hometown dealer.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
If you need medical treatment at the highest level and want care that's personal, turn to WellStar. We offer the latest procedures at Georgia's first certified comprehensive cardiac center, along with an innovative approach to fighting cancer, where specialists collaborate to accelerate diagnosis and treatment. We're also home to a top-level stroke program that performs life-saving operations every day. At WellStar, we care for the whole you. Learn more at wellstar.org.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans from $300 to $15,000 with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show live here from Your Pie. We're sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. We're talking Granger football, and Coach, not a lot of time left in our show, but it is a big game coming up this week. Now, it is y'all are the home team that's coming up this Friday night, as we have the two local teams in Callaway and LaGrange playing each other, correct?
Yeah, it'll be a great atmosphere.
Going to be a lot of folks on both sides. As it's set up, which side is going to be which? Because there's always a little controversy now. Who's going to be the home side? Which is going to be the home side? How are y'all going to set it up this coming up week?
We're the home side, and home field. We'll be on the same side as a press box.
Okay, good. Which is this be going back and forth. I know that I was talking to LaGrange College earlier. They're actually going to set up over on the far side just because of the locker rooms. But, of course, they do have almost 120 kids sitting out there. They got to find a place to put between all the freshmen they've got coming out. But it's going to be a big ball game. We talked a little bit about the offensive side a few moments ago. Let's talk about that defense. A lot of guys that have come back that played very well last year. You had some interceptions in the previous game. You've got some guys that are really starting to stand out this year on the defensive side. Yeah, again, the key of our defense from last year, our linebackers were just tremendous, and 2 of the 3 are back. Quay Bowles is as good as any linebacker in our region, and he'll be up for all-state honors at our Sam linebacker, our strong linebacker. Andreka Martin is, he started as our will linebacker last year, and I think he had 136 tackles. Those 2 veterans behind him, what's really special is the front 4 have just blossomed, and our down 4 are as good as anybody's. Yeah. And, Jonathan Sutton and Thad Dixon and Jaquez Smith was in and out. He missed some this summer, but, he played in the Herd game. And back at our defensive end, and Jamari Cameron, somebody mentioned earlier, and those 4 guys with our 2 backers in the box, they give us the ability to really slow down most running games, and I say most because we got to do some special stuff, to keep Bigsby locked in and not let him get up ahead of steam, because that cat can run over, run through, run around about anybody in the state of Georgia. And again, then you work back with our secondary, and Montavious Martin's a sophomore, but he's going to be a Division I kid, probably an SEC corner. He's 6'1", about 180, and plays long.
And he's a guy that we can put on the best receiver for other teams and feel good that we're going to win those 50-50 balls. And then A.J. Traylor was he was our top receiver in our herd game. He's our free safety, and he loves to run the alley, and he loves contact. And when you got that seventh defender that can come into the box on one side and loves contact, and then you got your other backer out as your seventh defender strong, we're in a real good spot defensively. We're going to be a better defensive team than we were a year ago, and we were pretty stinking good.
Well, you were, and that was really one of the strengths of the season is the way that defense played, the way they kept points off the board. Some teams that were, in some cases were putting up 30, 40 points a ball game barely could get 10 on y'all.
Yeah, and again, we had some baseball scores last year.
Yeah.
And again, that's one that, you can slow the game down and shorten the game. But you just got to make teams earn it. And, the issue going on with, Callaway this week and Coach Ben Thrasher, our defense coordinator, is that you just lay awake because, they have home run hitters. And with Freeman out wide and Coleman with a strong arm and he's big and physical and he's making great decisions at quarterback. He played really well against Opelika. And then with Tank in the backfield, and they all got backups. It's not just those three.
Well, they've got a front line too. They'll boo folks off the ball.
And and then
Johnson and some of those other guys up front.
And Big Tate, and they moved him around left and right. They flipped him sides a couple times against Opelika, and again, Napier does a great job of mixing it up offensively, and from trick plays to, it's not when you're going to get them. I mean, it's not if you're going to get them, it's when you're going to get them. And they'll really test you to make sure your defense is sound. And, again, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, to me, it should be a great chess match with, they're a very seasoned coaching staff with very, very talented kids. We're relatively new from a standpoint of our new coaching staff. Our kids are hungry. We've both had a week off, so we both healed up.
Yep.
I know they're fast, and they've got a few kids on their team that love contact. And our kids right now, they're looking to make a statement that we are the fastest and the most physical defense in the area. And so again, it just proves it's going to be one worth coming out for. So I tell everybody they better go get those tickets sooner rather than later.
Well, now they can actually go up to the high school. They don't sell tomorrow.
I believe they are at both high schools.
All right. So if you haven't had a chance to buy them yet, get up there, get those tickets, and we'll love to see you there. They're coming up this Friday night. Kickoff at 7:30 from Callaway Stadium. LaGrange High School versus Callaway High School. I've got a game Thursday night as Troop High School will go down to take on Columbus at Kinnett Stadium. Coach Gibbs, I appreciate you tonight. I appreciate everyone who's been listening to our coaches' shows. We thank you to Your Pie, to being our premier sponsor, and Kia of LaGrange, bringing you each week the coaches' shows live from Your Pie. For Coach Gibbs, for the guys who are keeping us on the air, for Coleman, I'm Jack Mormon, and we'll see you next week on the radio.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Hi, friends. TOWD here with Kia LaGrange. This month we are featuring the Workhorse